Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. I was not expecting this. One of the most viral clips right now is a 12-second training video of Anthony Joshua preparing for the Jake Paul fight. And even Joe Rogan had to stop what he was doing and say, "Hold on. Whoa, that's scary." This wasn't normal training. This wasn't AJ warming up, hitting pads, moving around. This was Anthony Joshua looking like a full-blown heavyweight assassin. Explosive hooks, snapping jabs, that signature uppercut that once lifted a man off the canvas. And when Rogan saw it, he didn't laugh. He didn't smirk. He didn't call Jake crazy. He looked dead serious, almost concerned, and said, "If Jake Paul walks into that, this fight might be over before it starts." Today, we're breaking down everything. The footage Rogan saw, why it shook him, why AJ looks more dangerous than he has in years, and what this means for Jake Paul's chances on December 19th. Stick around, because this breakdown gets crazier the deeper we go. Before Rogan's shocked reaction even dropped, the boxing world was already in chaos. Because this fight wasn't teased, it was announced. Jake Paul, 12 wins, 1 loss, cruiserweight. Anthony Joshua, 2-time unified heavyweight champion, 250 pounds of pure destruction. And then, boom. Press conferences, face-offs, media scrums, Netflix trailers, a global rollout. This wasn't a gimmick. This wasn't an influencer event. This was a sanctioned 8-round heavyweight fight promoted like a blockbuster movie. Jake sitting opposite a man who fought Vladimir Klitschko at Wembley in front of 90,000 people. Joshua standing across from a YouTuber with the calmness of a man who's seen real danger in the ring. And the whole time, people were asking the same question. Does Jake Paul really understand what he's gotten himself into? That question hit even harder after AJ's savage training clip started circulating. On a random podcast episode, Rogan is chatting, laughing, doing what he always does, until someone hands him a phone and says, "Look at AJ training for Jake Paul." And the second Rogan plays that clip, his face changes instantly. The smile drops, his eyebrows shoot up, he leans forward, and he goes quiet for a couple seconds like he's trying to compute the danger he's seeing. Then he mutters, "Jesus, he looks like a killer here." Rogan wasn't reacting to hype. He wasn't reacting to editing. He wasn't reacting to drama. He was reacting to what real fight experts see. Anthony Joshua moving like he wants to finish a fight violently and early. That's when Rogan says the line that shook social media. Jake is brave, but that's a different level. Here's what was actually happening in the footage Rogan reacted to. AJ wasn't hitting pads like a cautious, technical fighter. He was hitting pads like a man who'd been insulted. His combinations, jab, right hand, left hook, slip, pivot, uppercut, reload, all in one flowing sequence, and faster than we've seen in years. Most people miss the small details. He's lighter on his feet. He's snapping punches instead of pushing them. His angles are clean, sharper than his last 3 fights. And every punch detonates like it's meant to end somebody's night. When Rogan, who spent 20+ years around martial artists, sees that kind of explosive precision from a heavyweight, yeah, he wasn't exaggerating. This version of AJ looks like 2016 AJ, the destroyer who went through Dillian Whyte, Charles Martin, and Vladimir Klitschko like a wrecking ball. Jake Paul is fearless. That's one of his best qualities. But Rogan said it perfectly on another episode. Fearlessness doesn't equal readiness. Jake's biggest win came against Anderson Silva, a 47-year-old middleweight. His other wins? Outsized opponents, MMA strikers, cruiserweights without knockout power. Joshua is not that. Joshua is a 6'6" heavyweight, a world champion, a man who's knocked out killers, a man who punches through gloves, a man with 240 pounds of muscle who throws combinations like a welterweight. Jake has never in his life, sparring or fighting, faced anyone remotely like that. Rogan sees it instantly. He knows the danger. Rogan's biggest warning wasn't about skill. It was physics. Heavyweight physics. He said, "You can't train for size like that. You can't prepare for a guy who hits that hard unless you faced that level before." AJ's punch is not just strong. It carries heavyweight mass, bone density, leverage, and experience behind every shot. Jake punches hard. AJ punches like a car crash. Even if Jake blocks AJ's right hand, the impact can still rattle him. Rogan even mentioned, A cruiserweight stepping into a ring with an elite heavyweight, that's real danger. And seeing AJ train like a monster only amplified that reality. Another thing Rogan noticed, AJ looks hungry again. Not cautious, not hesitant, not second-guessing, not trying to box safely. This version of Joshua looks like he wants to punish someone. He's letting punches go freely. He's not overthinking. He's not tense. He's sharp. This is the AJ people thought disappeared. And Jake Paul is the one who poked the bear. Rogan wasn't anti-Jake. He gave Jake a lot of respect. He praised Jake's improvement. He praised Jake's discipline. He praised Jake's cardio. He praised Jake's willingness to take risks. Jake Paul is not a clown in the ring. He's legit. But Rogan points out the hard truth. Being legit at cruiserweight is very different from surviving a heavyweight storm. Jake has never been hit by a 250-pound athlete who knows how to throw with perfect technique. And that's why Rogan reacted the way he did. On the clip, Rogan says something subtle but telling. I just hope he respects the danger. Rogan isn't talking about Jake backing out. He knows Jake won't. He's talking about the unknown. Jake has never been hit by a true heavyweight punch. Jake has never fought someone with this level of experience. Jake has never had someone who can end a fight with one clean shot. Rogan says it best. You don't understand heavyweight power until you feel it. And based on AJ's training footage, the power is very, very real. Rogan talks to fighters all day. And here's the stuff he mentioned others are saying. He's walking into the lion's den. That's not a safe fight. Jake needs to be careful. This is different from anything he's done. A UFC heavyweight told Rogan, Jake needs to land the perfect punch, but AJ needs to land any punch. That's the gap Rogan sees. That's the gap the footage exposed. The AJ clip isn't viral because it looks cool. It's viral because it shows a heavyweight champion training like he's insulted. Boxing fans know, when AJ trains loose and explosive, he becomes lethal. People commented, Jake is actually dead. Bro, AJ looks like he's fighting Wilder. Jake doesn't get paid enough to take this punch. Even neutral fans said, this is not a crossover fight anymore. This is a beating waiting to happen. And Rogan's reaction only fueled that fire. Joe Rogan rarely picks sides. He rarely reacts emotionally. He rarely gets shocked. He rarely comments on boxing unless something actually impresses him. So when he gets stunned by AJ's training, people listen. This isn't hype. This isn't drama. This isn't clickbait. This is a man who's watched Ngannou, Tyson, Lennox, Wilder, JDS, Cormier, GSP, Jones, and every killer of the last 25 years, and still went, damn, AJ looks dangerous. That says everything. One thing Rogan kept circling back to, even when he wasn't directly talking about the fight, was AJ's mindset. People forget that Anthony Joshua isn't just a physical force. He's a psychological puzzle. Rogan said many times, Joshua fights his best when he has something to prove. And here's the wild part. This Jake Paul fight gives AJ exactly that. For once, he's not fighting a fellow elite heavyweight like Usyk or Dubois, where the pressure is technical and tense. Here, the pressure is embarrassment. The pressure is reputation. The pressure is the idea that if Jake Paul lands even one clean shot, people will clown AJ forever. Rogan knows fighters who thrive under humiliation-driven pressure. He said, when fighters feel disrespected, when they feel mocked, that's when they fight mean. That's when you get the knockout version of them. And that's what this training footage looks like. Joshua looks mean. He looks offended. He looks like he's preparing to make a statement, not win a boxing match. Rogan sees it. Fans saw it. Even Jake's supporters saw it. This AJ looks like he wants to make a point. If you step into the ring with a real heavyweight, you pay the price. Rogan didn't just dismiss Jake. He gave him one tiny, very tiny, path to victory. And Rogan's what-if scenario is actually more detailed than most experts. Here's how Rogan puts it. If Jake can survive the first 2 rounds, survive, not win, he might force AJ into a fight he didn't expect. Because here's the thing, AJ sometimes slows down after fast starts. Not dramatically, but enough for an aggressive fighter to sneak in a moment. Rogan believes Jake's only chance is this: weather the storm. Avoid getting cracked early. Use movement, clinches, awkward angles. Then hope AJ overcommits as the pace settles. Rogan says Jake has a weird explosiveness, that short-range right hand, and if AJ gets sloppy, Jake might catch something surprising. But even Rogan stressed, this is a lottery ticket punch, a Hail Mary, and it requires Jake to survive hell first. Still, it's a scenario worth mentioning, because Rogan is one of the few voices giving Jake even a 1% path. But the training footage? The version of AJ Rogan saw? Rogan said, if that AJ shows up, Jake won't get the chance to land anything. It's the most honest analysis you'll ever get from him. This is where the hype becomes real. Jake Paul wants this fight because he believes he can shock the world. Joshua wants this fight because he sees it as a clean, violent, dominant statement. Jake wants respect. AJ wants destruction. And Rogan's reaction sums up the entire storyline perfectly. Jake Paul has heart, but Anthony Joshua has power, experience, and now, apparently, a new level of savagery we haven't seen in years. If this version of AJ shows up on fight night, it gets scary, fast. So now the question goes to you. After seeing Joshua's training, after hearing Rogan's reaction, after breaking down every angle, who do you think wins? Does Jake Paul land the miracle shot? Or does Anthony Joshua walk through him like a storm? Drop your predictions below. Make sure you subscribe, because if this fight gets any crazier, we'll be breaking it down right here. Until next time, stay sharp, stay ready, and keep your guard up.